Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So on today's video, I'm going to speak about Titan because the stock has fallen by roughly 7.5% as I'm tracking the market. So is this a great buying opportunity or should you avoid this stock? What is it that I'm precisely doing? I will share all that information in a very point-wise manner. बहुत ही easy language I will use for you to understand it. And if you listen to these 7-8 points, you will be able to better understand what is happening and whether or not this is a good investment opportunity. For people who are new to my channel, my name is Akshat Shrivastava. I am an ex-management consultant. I have worked with world's top tier management consulting firm. I went to INSEAD Business School where I learned more about finance. I now manage a fairly big portfolio. I'm starting my own hedge fund. I will make relevant announcements around it. So I do full-time investment as a profession. I coach people on how to invest better. In case you want to check some of my resources, I am putting it in the description and comment box. You can check out those resources. So very quickly, just talking about Titan, there are 7-8 points that you should know. First and foremost, Abhi, because the stock has fallen by 7-8%, you will feel, yeah, you know what? Big stock, I'm getting at very good prices. Let me go and buy it. See guys, just generally speaking, that if the valuation of a fairly big company is not reasonable, you should generally avoid it. This is literally point number one. Now, what do I mean by that? For this, let me show you the market cap of Titan. The market cap of Titan is 2.92 lakh crore. Karib 3 lakh crore is the market cap. This is a fairly big company. Now, the question that you need to ask yourself is that, okay, fine, today I build a position in Titan. Can the stock double from this point in the next 4-5 years? Okay. And if you don't see the market cap doubling, then essentially the stock will also not double. Okay. So either now this can happen under two circumstances. One is that you are getting the stock at a reasonable discount. So for example, if you check the stock price, so here, if you take a look at it, the stock has made all time high here, right? And now it has fallen by whatever, like 7, 8, 10%. So yes, on a short term basis, today you might be feeling, yeah, 7%, right? That's huge discount on the stock. Maybe not, right? Because then from here to here, the stock has shown a great growth. So you need to get into more details. Now compare this example with HDFC Bank. And again, मैं आपको उसका chart दिखा देता हूँ. Again, the same story can be built there. And here you will see that the stock is in a 4-year time correction. So therefore, I keep saying, see, HDFC Bank is at a much reasonable valuation compared to something like Titan as of now. Okay. So this is point one. I hope that this is clear. Now, how this translates into better stock price is, आपको ये देखना पड़ता है कि at what stage the stock is going to give a breakout, right? For example, maybe HDFC Bank will now start to give a breakout. Who knows, right? It will go like this and then suddenly there will be a breakout. If you are able to catch this breakout, this is when you make money. So a normal question to ask yourself is that, hey, is this breakout going to happen on Titan or is this breakout going to happen on something like HDFC Bank, vagera? This is the lens with which you need to analyze. This is point one. Point two, you need to ask yourself that, hey, if we go back to the Titan story, why is it that Titan stock grew so much? Now there are different phases of Titan. One phase was Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala buying Titan somewhere around like 2002, 2003, 3-4 rupee ka stock tha, right? And then, you know, it generated massive amount of wealth for him. So you can't study a stock like Titan from that lens. Bhai, wo to zamane beet gaye, right? I mean, it has been more than 2.5 decades, whatever, right? So, I mean, we cannot study that story anymore. The reason why Titan grew from like 3.5 rupees to whatever it is today was because of something called as transition of the jewelry business in India from unorganized to organized space. This was a trend that was picking up. Mr. Jhunjhunwala made money betting on this trend and he was right and he created massive amount of wealth. So this phase existed somewhere here on the stock, right? So this was the phase of Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala ji, right? Where he actually built massive amount of wealth from Titan. Now the second phase where some of us have made money on Titan was from this 2019ish, right? यहाँ से आप पकड़ लो up until now. So just for context, so let me just take you to technical. So this is roughly 2019. So the stock went up by roughly 200% in the last 4 years. So then comes a very good question that, hey, why the recent rally on Titan has happened? It's very simple that Titan makes most of its money from its jewelry business. Now you can take a look at this chart and this depicts the entire split of how Titan makes money, and you will see that it makes most of its money from its jewelry business. What kind of jewelries? Well, there are diamonds, right? There is gold. And what has happened to gold prices in the last 4 years? So take a look at this chart. Gold price have doubled in the last 4 to 5 years. So bhai, if Titan is holding, let's say, 100 tons of gold in 2019. The value of that gold itself has gone up by more than 100%. So therefore, the value of those assets itself has gone up in the last 4 years. So if you are investing in Titan today, thinking, yeah, you know what, gold is at 200 rupees or whatever, like 200 units, and in the next 5 years also it will double, right? So then yes, definitely go and invest in Titan. But this is an important point that you must understand. So you must investigate the reason why has the gold prices gone up in the last 4-5 years or almost doubled in the last 4-5 years, and how likely is it that in the next 4-5 years again the gold is going to double. My estimate is that it will not double. It will depict decent growth, but not like doubling of gold prices will happen. Number 3 point that you should know is that Titan has a macroeconomic problem. Now, what is the meaning of macro problem? I see. Basically, the theme that Titan was playing earlier was that unorganized to organized sector play. This played out with Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala ji in the question. This played out from 2019 to 2024 also, because gold price so double हुई रही थी. साथ साथ there was a sentiment play कि यार, you know what, boss, Indian jewelry space is growing from unorganized to organized. सब कुछ organized हो जाएगा and Titan is going to command 100% of the market share or something like this. Okay, so let us study that theory, right? And what you will see is that number one, there has been a major industry shift when it comes to jewelry business. For example, if we have to draw the jewelry landscape, अभी मेरे को fashion करता sense नहीं है. I'm just teaching it from investing point of view. So there is fashion oriented jewelry and there will be players like these in this domain. Okay. Then there is gold oriented jewelry. So इसमें Kalyan Jewelers and Malabar Gold and all these companies play. There is diamond jewelry. So segmentation हो रहा है, right? Now expecting Titan to win in all these segments is going to be tough. Yes, Titan controls many brands. For example, Tanishq mostly focuses on gold jewelry, if I'm not mistaken. Carrot Lane focuses on slightly lower tier jewelry, etc., right? Now, expecting Titan to win in all of these markets, that is a flawed argument. It will be very difficult for Titan to maintain its market leader position and continue to grow in all these segments. Now, this is getting reflected even in the data. For example, take a look at this particular chart and you will see that in its most profit-making, revenue-making business, Titan is losing its market dominant position. So which brings me back to the initial story where I started from. Ki bhai, again ask a very simple question. 3 lakh crore market cap, valuation already almost at its all-time high. Can it really double? The short answer to me looks like a no. Now again, you will revert कि अच्छा HDFC Bank के तो बारे में bullish हो. Why is that? Okay, because it's not as if that I'm betting the HDFC Bank's business to double. I'm simply playing the valuation game on HDFC. HDFC has seen a 4-year market correction in prices. उसके in fact negative हो गया भी prices compared to the last 4 years. In the last 4 years, Titan stock has given roughly 200% return. So therefore, there is a macro problem. If we would have started with the argument that, you know what, that Titan will just blow away all the competitors out of the market, then it makes sense. So on that note, let us also quickly study the other players in the market, and these are their number of chain stores. For example, Tanishq के 382 stores हैं, Malabar Gold के 150, Senco Gold 126, Kalyan Jewelers 116. Now, this is not a monopoly market the way we are assuming it to be. कि भाई Titan ही Titan होगा and nothing else will be there. भाई all these companies are very very powerful. Malabar हो गया, Senco हो गया, Reliance भी आ रहा है. Okay, अदानी जी का भी नाम आ जाएगा इसमें जल्दी, right? So all those stuff can happen and the market share will be taken away from Titan. That is how the market is shaping up. So this is point number 3, macro problem. Number 4, it has a fundamental problem. Now, what is the meaning of fundamental problem? Fundamentally, the valuation is overvalued. So again, I will reflect on this particular chart and again will show you. For example, here is where Titan stock was. It was at 1300 roughly rupees. Okay, now it has gone up to how much? It has gone up to 39. So the stock has tripled in value. Okay, now for a market cap company with roughly 1 lakh crore का market cap होगा, right? Now it has tripled, so it has become 3 lakh crore. So from 1 lakh crore to 3 lakh crore, that is a very big jump. Okay, Zomato के बारे में लोग बोलते रहते हैं कि यार वो नहीं बढ़ेगी because it's a big company. भाई उसका कितना market cap है? So let us take a look. Okay, so Zomato का, so Zomato market cap is 1.73 lakh crore. अगर आप doubling के बारे में सोच रहे हो तो यार Titan जितनी नहीं हो सकती है Zomato, definitely हो सकती है, and it's in fact a more dominant player in that particular segment. So I don't think that Titan is going to double from this point. So it is likely to become a low growth stock. The next lens that you need to see this stock from is the risk on this stock. Okay, now see, technically speaking, if we take a look, भाई यहाँ पे तो all time high बन गया stock का. Okay, now if it is started to correct, this is the first level which it has already hit. Okay, so this is the first baseline, or this is called a support level. Where is the second major support? It will be somewhere in this zone. Okay, very likely that the stock can fall to this particular level. So let's say that how low this needs to go. So there is a good chance that there could be roughly a 30-40% correction on Titan stock. This will make the valuation sensible for me, and if I were to build position, I will build it here. Okay, not here right now. The stock has to fall till here for me to build position. Naturally एक next point आ सकता है कि अच्छा what if the Titan bounces back and goes up, then fine, we miss the rally. It's not as if कि हर stock से पैसा कमाना है. If the stock looks sensible to invest, we invest, and every time we can't be right. So I'm just sharing all this information with you in very honest manner. I hope you appreciate that. Summary points is that Titan looks overvalued still. There is a good 38-40% correction that could happen on this stock. Circumstance in which it can grow is very simple. कि यार देखो gold prices फिर से double हो जाएं, right, from this point, and sentiments remain really high on the stock. The stock, one more final point here is that if you check the PE of a stock, it's close to 84. Now this is very high PE for a stock. This is mostly comes from the sentiment, not any fundamental play here. So 83 ke PE is very high for a stock like Titan, right? Maybe I'll make a separate video on this. So to cut the long story short, summary statement is that no as such problem with Titan. It's a good clean company, a good brand, all good things happening. For it to double from this point, gold has to continue to grow. Even in the diamond segment, lab grown diamond problem is coming up. So very high likelihood that Titan will suffer due to that problem. So say काफी business में तबाही मचेगी, right, from that. So very high risk from that perspective. New entrants are there. In fact, the old entrants are expanding their market share. So there is no reason why you should be risking a lot of money on this. But हाँ, अगर आपको एक तरीके की hedge के लिए खरीदना है, तो definitely this is a good option, right? You can continue to aggregate, that's not a problem, but I will personally aggregate once the stock falls substantially. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this commentary, definitely do check out my member community. I do teach fundamental analysis there. You will be able to analyze good stocks. I give timely commentary on different stocks so that it can sharpen your investment decisions.